Okay, let's get on. I'll open the ChatGPT. So as you can see, I have just one prompt here. The simple question was, can you write in VHDL a timing generator for 640 by 480 VGA? And the answer was certainly, I can help you with that. Below is a simplified example. Now, a bit surprising thing was, of course, it says that, look, assuming a clock of 25.1.75 to generate the correct timing. I can tell you it works with 27, 25, 24, whatever clock, which is close to that. Most of the new monitors, they are going to synchronize. Well, the surprising thing is that it says that it doesn't include the synchronization signal like H-sync and V-sync, which I was thinking, okay, then how is the timing generator? But in reality, it's actually, they are included here. You see here the H-sync and V-sync, actually they are generated. Now, so in the list of ports you have clock reset, outputs are H-sync and V-sync, and a very, very useful output is actually row and column. So this will tell you on which pixel the scan is actually, it is. So all those settings for the particular resolution that I was asking for, they're perfectly correct. So I'm not sure from where they come, but they're correct. They're just a bunch of counters. It's nothing fancy here, but this code, it's perfectly correct. 100%. And I'll show you here. I plug the code here in Vivado. So it's here. It compiles. When I say compiles, I mean synthesize nicely. I just rerun it. So it's synthesizing in a few seconds. It's quite compact, so utilization is very low. Now, while this is resynthesizing here, I'm just going to minimize this. My next question was, can you write, okay, my spelling is bad. Can you write a test bench, please? I said please, please note that. So I got this test bench, right? And I tried this before, and the test benches, they were horrible. But this one is actually quite good. So this is the instantiation of the actual module that we just generated, and here is the process for clock generation, and it picks some arbitrary 40 nanoseconds, actually not arbitrary because it's close to 25 megs, instantiation, and then running the simulation for, there's a loop here for running simulation. This is the only number I had to modify because the simulation was too short to generate a full frame. So again, I copy and pasted this code in Vivado here under the simulation, right, the test bench, and it looks perfectly fine. So it's actually instantiating the block, and it all went smooth. It compiled, it worked. Now I'm going to run the simulation just to show you that I'm not talking rubbish. So the only line I modified is I'll show you here in the test bench. I'll open the test bench. I modified this number here for 500 milliseconds, so like half a second, to get more simulation, so I can see what is going on. Yes, and I'll tell a lie. There is here some a helper for the simulation, which was supposed to throw some messages, which I disabled because it was conflict. It was a conflict for some libraries, but I didn't care about this, so I could fix this. But I said, yeah, look, I don't care. Can't be bothered. I just commented those lines. So I wouldn't say it was 100% perfect, but it was 99%. So okay, let's simulate this. I'll go run simulation, run behavioral simulation. So this is going to be live. There is nothing complex here, so it runs pretty quick. So I'll just make this shorter. All right. So you see the clock, and you see the pixel counters and everything. So I am going to highlight the V-sync and the H-sync, just make it a different color, just so they stand out. I'll make them yellow, right? So I'll say here, run for 10 microseconds. No, let's go mad. Let's go 100 milliseconds. We should get something out of it. Bang. So now it's running simulation. I'm going to, actually that was it. So let me minimize here a little bit. Let's run some more. Bang. Now let's have a look. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, so this is H-sync, so the horizontal sync. So this is one frame here. So we have one frame from here to here. Right? So let's have a look at the, sorry, this is H-sync. This is one line. I'll tell you, this is one line. Alright, so if we want to search for V-sync, I'll just have to zoom out. Yeah, this is V-sync, right? So this is one frame. From here to here, it's one frame. So I'm going to zoom a little bit. Zoom, bang, 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 bang. So this is a V-sync pulse, bang, and this is the row counter. All right, so if I zoom out even more, zoom in, sorry, even more, until we see, so this is actually the pixel counter. So this is the first pixel on line number 2. So if I go a little bit back here, this is very jumpy. Anyway, I'll just make this into a different radix. I'll just make it unsigned decimal so we can see those numbers, and the rows again unsigned numbers. Just want to, and then search for the H-sync, right? So the first transition of H-sync here. So on the transition of the H-sync, transition here, you see how those are the pixel counter for a line. So first pixel, second pixel, and so on. If we go to the end of the line, so if we go to the next transition, and this is line number 3, pixel 0, 1, 2, and so on. So we go to the next transition, this is line number 4, and so on. So this looks brilliant. It seems that it's working. It's all good. I don't know why ChatGPT said that there is no V-sync generated and H-sync, because they are generated and they work fine. So yeah, it is actually very close to the code that I wrote. I'm very, very happy with this. I could save half a day. Now, coming back to the main question here, should we use ChatGPT or not? I think it's usable. I mean, this code is okay. For some things which are easy to specify, it's perfectly usable. One thing is, you might get here and there one-liner that you need to touch, so you need to know what you're doing. So I don't think ChatGPT is going to help any perfect beginner. I think it will help intermediate people and advanced users or advanced engineers, which they know what they're doing, because they can get this code, they can tweak it, and done. So I don't think it's going to displace any good engineers anytime soon. So this is it. The conclusion is that it's perfectly usable. I think it got a little bit better, because I remember I tried this before, like when the ChatGPT was launched. This is not the paid version, so it's the ChatGPT 3.5. It's the current version, the unpaid, let's say, poor man's version. So I'm very, very happy with the code generated. I plugged it in Vivado, works fine. So yeah, I'll probably make another video with how I actually use the code and how I display different signals inside the FPGA using the VGA. Okay, see you folks, and I hope you enjoyed and I hope you learned something.